Okay. I yawn a lot. That's okay. Hi.
As long as you
Oh,
don't,
yeah. Go ahead.
I just like, as long as you aren't like, those people that like make their yawn like a whole audible.
Thing.
Yeah.
Like
Sometimes
that.
I do that. I won't do that.
Okay. Okay.
Let's
You
go.
can't move your head too far away because our ears are connected.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Oh, nope. Okay, Ken.
I said you're practicing unionship.
Yeah, no, we're connected on the ear.
Connected at the heart and at the ear.
Amen, sister.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fuck Wellness. I'm Mallory.
I'm Lara.
And I'm McKenna.
And I'm Ryan.
Thank you,
Ryan.
I'm back.
So obviously this month is about life transitions, and last week was McKenna's. And I decided that I couldn't really do my life transition podcast without Ryan, given that, I mean, so many of our life transitions, well, obviously include him because he's my partner, but also a lot of them have to do with what he's going to be doing in the future as well. So that is where we're at today, is doing a little bit of hot seat with Ryan and me.
And
This
why
is-
would your futures be linked?
Yeah, explain that to us.
Because we're uniting in holy matrimony. I mean, duh.
Yes,
Oh my
holy.
God.
We're submerging into
Yeah.
wedlock.
Yeah. You are becoming.
You're
Is
taking
there
vows
gonna-
to have Ryan be the head of the household.
Head of the household.
Head of household.
Yeah, we soon will be Mr. and Mrs. Ryan Powers.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
that was
Yeah.
a joke. We will not be doing that.
Wait, what's it called in that one show? You're the head of our spirit,
Our priesthood.
our priesthood. Ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Ryan will be the head of my.
Right.
No, I wasn't even trying to make
Yeah.
it sexual. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm confused though. So like when someone takes someone else's last name, why do they still in this day and age say Mr. and Mrs. man's last name? I don't quite
Because
understand
tradition is the way that America survives.
that. You're right.
That's really deep, Lara. Yeah. Well, I think,
Profound.
yeah. I don't know why they still do it. It feels like erasure of the other person.
It's because
Yeah, it just
Mal is
seems silly.
Ryan's property now. So that's
Mhm.
all of Ryan's name.
Yes. No, we were just talking about this today. How once we get married, my only duty is to throw a house party,
All right.
to throw dinner parties for us.
Striking that from the podcast.
Nope. Literally, Ryan's like,
No,
yeah,
I
no,
heard-
it's going to be really nice because once we're married, you'll only have one responsibility. You
Yeah.
can give up all others.
No, that sounds great, Ryan. I would be taking full advantage of that.
I mean, do you want in?
We're-
I can
we're-
get you
Yeah.
in.
I do.
You're editing this?
Yeah.
My mom will get offended at the last 45 seconds of this podcast.
Ryan, this goes on YouTube and I'm not editing it. So, okay.
Oh God.
She won't watch the YouTube one. but
Okay, that's good.
You are editing the Apple. I mean, I will do it. I will
All
edit
right.
Yeah.
this podcast.
Spicy. Okay.
Before we got on this podcast, Ryan goes, Mallory, nothing controversial on this podcast. And I said,
We're
well,
not
we
even 2 minutes
we
in.
are in the hot seat. So
Well,
no
let's move on.
promises.
To neutral territory.
Okay.
And that is, let's start with Ryan, because I feel like Ryan has the most like significant deadlines approaching, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about how you're feeling, Ryan, about grad school ending and that shift into career.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm mostly excited just to get back to a regular full-time job. Yeah, I think it's mostly excitement is the emotion I'm feeling.
Well, you've also been feeling, though, a little bit weird about the end of grad school, like similar how I felt about how you felt like it was easy. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that too. So back when Mal was finishing her public health degree, she was downplaying it a lot and saying it's like, oh, it's not a big deal, because everyone was like making, a pretty big deal of it. Like, we made that video.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was so nice. Thanks,
That was
guys.
Yeah,
cute.
but I just remember at the time being like, well, why are you like playing it down? Like it's really cool. You got a master's, and now I'm finishing mine, and I'm like, it was easier than undergrad academically. Like it's really not a big deal, guys. And I completely understand what she was feeling at the end of her public health degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
can we
that
dive
that
more into that? What do you
what?
mean? Like, it was
I
just
just feel like I
easier?
didn't work very hard.
Mm.
Like I felt like it was very easy, and it felt weird at the end to like celebrate something that I didn't like. Not that I just didn't feel like I was challenged that much. So it felt weird to celebrate it at the end.
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, Mal and Ryan, you guys are incredibly intelligent people. So I think like giving that, it's still like a really amazing thing to have accomplished
Sure.
and took time and effort.
Yes, it did take time and effort. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I think it just felt like the degree to which people were celebrating me did not feel proportional to the amount of effort and work I had done. I was like, I've done a lot harder things in my life that people did not celebrate me for. So I don't know. It felt funny.
What are like the harder things?
I mean, like did the John Muir Trail probably.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like definitely the hardest thing I've ever done.
I feel like though this is something that I have a little bit of on some things, and it bleeds into my career space where I'm like, well, this is really easy for me, so why should I make X amount of money for it because it's easy? And someone recently was like really reminding me like, well, it's not easy for everyone. Like not everyone would be good at this job. Like you're good at this job for a reason, so you should be like, you know, paid well for that reason. And I think it similarly could be the same thing. Like, yeah.
That academics is just easy for us.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
Easier
have
for
to
you.
be. Yeah, or it's just different. Like there's no way to compare like the John Muir Trail to, I don't know, school. Like I would say the same thing. Doing the Camino was way harder than any schooling that I ever did. But
Yeah.
there's different.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Yeah, I think I was more maybe surprised by how little work it felt like there was for me to do. Like even it did, yeah, not even that I was like, oh, I flew through all of the work. It just felt like there wasn't like that much to do. So,
okay, Ryan, and are you applying for jobs currently?
Yeah, starting.
And how's that process going?
Good. I feel like it's still kind of on the early side of all that, so there isn't like a whole lot to report.
what kind of jobs are you applying for?
A lot in the public sector. I think like if it's the right position, working in government, whether that's like in the federal government or at the state level, would be really cool for a couple years. So that's where I'm focusing a lot of my energy right now.
And what kind of jobs in the government?
Policy. Yeah, mainly.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't have a ton to report.
And when it comes to cities, I guess for both of you guys, what have you guys been feeling drawn towards in terms of, I guess, one applying, and then Mal, how are you feeling about, because we've talked previously that like Ryan's job potentially would indicate like where you guys are going to go.
So many jobs are remote these days, or hybrid with the option to work remotely, that it's like I'm not coming across a lot where you're like applying and you have to work in the city. Like a lot of the government ones actually are that. Like
They're remote?
No, some of them are, but a lot, particularly at the state level, you have to at a minimum reside in the state, obviously, but often in the state capital if you're working for the state government. So yeah, for like Colorado, that would be like Denver. For California, it would be like Sacramento, that area.
We're familiar.
We know it's few things about that place.
Dabbled in Sacramento.
But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like we're drawn to mainly Colorado or California. What do you
Or the
think?
Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest, yeah. In general,
Mhm.
I've never been to the Pacific Northwest,
Yeah.
so I mean, I feel like I cannot give as much of a full-throated like, yep, feeling drawn there. I'm sure if I
Yeah.
visited, I'd be like, yeah, this place is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I've never been there, so I don't really know what I'm missing.
Yeah. I would say of the government jobs you are applying for, I feel like most of them have been federal jobs that
Federal
would,
with an option for remote.
yeah, but that if you got the federal jobs, we would end up still being here.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we would. We're
Mm.
fine staying in Arlington for probably like 2 more years max.
Yeah.
Because we actually really like it here in most.
Hot take. We
Hot
actually
take,
really like
we
it here.
actually like it here in probably most respects. The hot summers are brutal, and the lack of like real outdoor space also kind of brutal. Shenandoah.
But you guys have a car now.
We
We
do have
do.
a car, but Shenandoah can't hold a candle to the Rockies or the Sierra. So yeah. But no, I mean, other than that, Arlington's great. DC is a great area. You know, we have a lot of friends here. We climb with them all. It's a lot of fun. So we really don't have any issues staying here if it's a few more years.
Ryan, did they know about your wedding band design?
No, I don't think so. Mel and I found this guy on Etsy who's based in Fort Collins. And he makes these tungsten rings and he etches, I think, just like mountain ranges on them. And so
Whoa.
because we got engaged in Boulder, I got a ring with the Boulder Flatirons etched into it.
What?
Yeah, it's super cool.
Is that the one you have
so
on?
cool.
No,
Oh.
this is my overturned clatter ring, which
Oh yeah.
So right now he's been wearing the Clatta ring,
left. I
Yeah.
actually don't have the Boulder one
and then
on,
he's
but
just gonna swap
yeah.
them
Yeah.
after
Got
the
it.
wedding.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But I told him, I was
I'm a
like,
fan.
if you have this ring, might as well just wear it.
That's
you
what
know?
that's what I think. There's no rules, so
No, fuck the
Mm-mm.
rules.
yeah.
Yeah.
No rules
That's
at all.
awesome.
Yeah. I'm
Wow,
feeling
Fort Collins. So
Yeah.
close.
I'm feeling pretty good about everything. I think I'm excited for the jobs Ryan's been applying for. They all seem pretty cool and so much better than your old job.
Yeah.
So
Wow, throwback to that thing.
yeah, throwback
It's
to
so
another
funny
life.
how grad school flew by. Feels like a whirlwind that is suddenly ending. But BNY Mellon feels like 100 years ago. It's weird.
I mean, it
It's
kind
really
of was
weird.
another lifetime.
Yeah,
It
it's a different
is.
person.
It literally is like I ended a life and I'm like, we're gonna start something else. That's basically what I did, and I think that's why it feels like it was so long ago. But
Yeah.
grad school feels like it was so quick.
Well, I feel like you've had a lot of growth in grad school too.
Yeah, that too. In pretty much every way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mal, how are you feeling about your career stuff?
I'm really enjoying my job at GW. I'm having a lot of fun and enjoying the work. I don't feel ready to leave the job yet. Like I feel like I'm just getting my footing and able to do what I want to do. So I wouldn't say like I'm itching to imminently have us move. I think I would feel pretty fine with us staying here for another year.
I feel like because of that, I'm prioritizing opportunities that would allow us to stay in DC, whether that's just like one more year to allow Mal to just like, keep doing this job. Because there's plenty of opportunities for like the area that I'm looking in. There's like a ton of opportunities based in DC. So
yeah. So yeah, I don't feel totally ready to leave this job. I think there are things that could happen at my job that would make me want to leave sooner than later. But right now I feel good about it. August would mark 1 year of being at my new job. And I like certainly do not want to leave before I've been there for a year, just because I feel like that wouldn't do it justice. So yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel hopeful that we stay here for a little longer. I feel like our group of friends all want to move out of this area eventually as well, but they're not moving yet. And I feel like the next 2 years, like our whole friend group is going to move somewhere. And I feel like I don't want to be the first people to leave.
Yeah,
or I want to be a part of that cohort that leaves at the same time.
Yeah. Sorry, Lara, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, you have a lot going on in your lives before like August, before that 1 year.
Like what?
So like, oh, I don't know. I'm just like looking
just
at
like
this
theoretically,
picture of you two on my wall, wondering why you mailed it to me. Like that would be so hectic if you tried to move, but I can like, oh my God, I can see you guys in Colorado for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I talked to my parents about this. Like I'm being home and having my dad even break his femur and watching him walk around with a walker. I've had a lot of conversations with my mom about like this realization I had when I was home that eventually like I will likely have to be a caretaker in some capacity for my family members. Yeah, I'm an only child. Like it's just me and I have 4 parents. And yeah, I mean it was kind of scary to think about and realize that my parents are getting older, and that has influenced, I guess, my moving to California eventually timeline, and also potentially our having kids timeline.
Yeah.
And I've never been a person that like likes to be rushed on things, but at the same time, I think that there is a point that I've gotten to where pushing my timeline up a little bit isn't really going to alter it enough to justify waiting that much
like
longer.
Waiting to have kids, you mean?
Yeah, like in my ideal world, I think I would have said like, oh, like 35 or 33 would have been a really good time. And now I'm like, maybe like 29, maybe 30, you know?
29's in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. 30, whatever, 31, whatever.
3 years.
Anyway, this is all to say, like, I think that timeline is feeling a bit more pushed up than I thought. And it's funny because you can talk about everything theoretically, and then you're in the moment and you're like, okay, well, we're going to be married in 5 months. And that means people are going to start asking us when we want to have kids. And, you know, I don't feel like either of us are people who fall into pressure very easily.
Yeah.
But we are having those conversations. So
I'd be worried if you weren't.
yeah, no, we've never had the kids conversation ever. So
we don't have a note in the notes app
with all of our kids' names. Absolutely not.
Shut up.
Yeah. I feel like you both knew that.
I had it for a weirdly long
I
time.
think about it.
Like,
It's like maybe
year 2.
Okay,
like,
over that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like very early.
Yeah.
So that like 2-year timeline might feel like it impacts when you guys might want some more space, that sort of thing.
I think there's a pretty good shot that if we stay here for another 2 years, the next place we would move, we would buy a house or a condo or something.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, and also, so our apartment right now is, well, you can't really see it very clearly in this video, but it's about 650 square feet, which is great at
but
times.
It's not laid out in the way that makes that square footage feel, because 650 square feet for an apartment's not bad. But it's such a weird layout that it feels like 450. There's just dead space everywhere.
Yeah.
That would be really frustrating.
Yeah. We like really love the apartment, and we like the building a lot. We like our location, but I do feel like, especially if Ryan gets a remote job and he needs to work from home, there's literally no way you could sustainably work from home in this apartment.
Working in my kitchen or in my bedroom here.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
So anyway, that's especially a big piece of it is if Ryan gets a remote job, I for sure think we need to move apartments.
But we would stay like within a few blocks of here.
Yeah.
We're not moving areas
No.
in DC. Like we're just gonna we'd be hopping apartment buildings most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace, love, Ballston.
Yes.
Lara, any questions?
Can we talk about the wedding?
Mhm.
The elephant in the room right now.
Mhm.
Is there anything that, okay, let me say this. What is your number one worry with the wedding, and what are you number one excited about for the wedding?
Want to go first?
What I'm most excited about is just getting to hang out in Mammoth with like all of my best friends. It's just such a fun spot. Yeah, I mean, that's by far like what I'm most excited about. Just, the whole wedding thing. And yeah, I don't know. It's like a wedding's such like a fun event in that like you get to just have all these like great people around you. So yeah. But I don't know. What am I most? Do you have like a? Well, what are you most excited about?
Oh, yeah, I would say similarly, I'm most excited about having all different like friends from different parts of my life coming
Your
together.
favorite thing to do.
Yeah, and forcing them to sit at a table together and play trivia. So that maybe is what I'm most excited about. And also there's so many people who are coming to our wedding who have never experienced the Sierras or, big mountains or like alpine landscape. And that is to me the most beautiful place in the whole world is just being up in the Sierras. So I'm really excited to see people react and hopefully fall in love with the Sierras in the way Ryan and I have. So I would say that's something I'm excited about. In terms of things I think I have a lot of things. What was your term, Lara? Not excited about?
Worried?
Yeah, worried.
Well, I just had this worry the other day where I was like, well, what if I get sick on the day of the wedding and we have to cancel the wedding?
No.
So I just had that because I get I get migraines so much. I was like, what if I get a migraine like halfway through the wedding? So now I'm like having anxiety about that. So I mean, that's a worry. I think another worry, well, Ryan, I've told Ryan this worry and Ryan thinks it's ridiculous. I've said it on the pod, I think. I worry that I'm going to get to the day and like forget all of these norms I wanted to smash. And we're going to go. Do you see his little face?
Yeah. No, I hope you forget because it's so dumb. You're just like, you're smashing norms just for the sake of it. You don't even know why.
This is an ongoing conversation, as you can see.
You're just a radical.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you, honey.
Radical without a cause.
Yeah. No, I'm dying on a hill.
Your memoir. That's the title.
Do you guys want to know about our current fight?
Yeah.
I don't even know yet. Just before she says this, I don't know what she's.
What's the wedding thing we've been disagreeing about the most recently?
Food.
Yeah.
I mean, the more people you tell,
is it all vegetarian? You want all vegetarian, Mel?
Everyone will agree with me.
Okay, Mel. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So for listeners who don't know this, I am a pescatarian mainly. Like I really don't eat other meat, and it's honestly mostly because I don't like it. Also environmental reasons, also animal advocacy reasons. But anyway, I at my wedding would like there to be we get 2 entree options in the wedding food plan that we have picked. So I for sure want one of those to be vegetarian because I would say a vast majority of my friends are vegetarian or vegetarian friendly in the sense of they feel neutral about whether or not there would be a meat option. And then the other option, I think, I'd be totally fine with 2 vegetarian options theoretically, but I feel like the other one I would like to be a fish because I don't like supporting by like buying the meat. Like I don't feel good about buying meat as an option and having one of the two options that I serve at my wedding that I will not eat.
Meanwhile, I think this is insufferable virtue signaling. Like this is it's unreal. I mean, fully half or more of this wedding eats meat.
Yeah, but
that's the reality of it.
Meat doesn't
So,
mean that they can't.
Like a monarch, you are imposing vegetarian and fish
I hope people
on them.
enjoy this.
Literally salmon. I mean, salmon isn't even like of all the fish, right? There is like haddock, your basic white fish, right? Really unobjectionable. It doesn't have a strong fishy taste.
Low drama.
The salmon, low drama. The salmon that I'm sure they're gonna cook. It's like salmon's the only type of fish on this menu that you can choose.
No, it's not.
What are the other ones?
I don't know. I'd have to look, but there are other fish.
Fish in general is just not.
See,
no.
I'm on the salmon hill, and then now he's like.
I stand by it. Fish is like, it's so risky. I mean, people are at altitude. They need to eat. Okay. So we can't have them nibbling on some apps and then not liking the salmon and mushroom risotto that Mal picked as the two options at dinner. And I know I'm right. Most people know I'm right. So I'll leave it at that.
Don't worry. We'll pick this up in couples therapy next week.
I like how I'm blasting this out to all your listeners.
I mean,
I'm gonna get a lot of supportive messages. I know.
No.
On a practical level, have you asked them how they source their meat?
It's a great question, McKenna. Ryan, have you asked them how they source their meat?
Nope. I don't care. They have chicken. Let's order the chicken. Okay. That seems like something you would care about, though.
Is it cage-free? Yeah, I mean, really a lot of questions.
Do the chickens get playtime?
I mean, and the other reality that I have to mention is fish is not always sustainably caught.
No, for sure not. Which is why we
considered that.
I would prefer two vegetarian options. So that's fine if you want to go with that.
My Uncle Dave is going to have an aneurysm.
Oh, man.
Not Uncle Dave.
See, I give him headaches every time I bring this up.
Yeah, that was a really cute.
You literally do.
Spat.
I am.
We were arguing about it, and then we got into bed the other night, and he just turned over away from me, and wouldn't talk to me, and I'd be like, Ryan, this is a ridiculous thing for us to legitimately be mad about. Yeah, we're having fun.
Okay.
Worried things I'm worried about. People being bored, the music being too loud.
People be bored. That's all.
I'd be worried about the music being too quiet.
I'd be worried about quiet. Yeah, it needs to be loud.
I like there to be enough quietness for people to talk and have real discussions. There are some problems we all need to solve. Yeah,
Mallory, I hope you know that when I go to weddings, the dance floor becomes the main event. No one will want to talk.
I hear that, but I want people to leave my wedding being like, what a meaningful conversation.
No, I denied. No, ma'am.
You know what I'm dealing with?
Have you told them about the panel discussion that we're doing?
We're not.
Okay.
How could I tell them about something that's not happening?
I mean, it might be happening.
It makes no sense.
Meredith and I are in cahoots about it.
No,
so.
It's gonna be a little United Nations wedding.
We're having fun.
Are you guys worried about your kiss at the altar?
Oh, good question, McKenna.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
You guys haven't practiced it?
You have to practice it.
Have to practice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, well, we kiss. Yeah. Well, yeah.
But you have to decide, are you gonna peck? Are you gonna turn? Are you gonna dip? Are you gonna how many seconds?
How are we holding each other?
Haven't thought of any of this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, clearly we're behind.
Yeah.
I think this
That's
is probably
my
the
number one
priority
worry.
over the fish.
I feel like I
Come
would
on.
be.
This is gonna trigger the big one. This is it.
Okay. Well, I feel like what I was gonna say is I'd be less nervous about my entire wedding seeing me give birth face on than kiss on my wedding day.
Wait, say that again. What? I was just
Like
trying
I
to
would
read
be
my dog.
I'd be less nervous having a wedding full of people watch me give birth than I would watching
That is the hottest take in the
me
That's
whole
awesome.
world.
McKenna?
Yeah.
I'm really not
on my
nervous.
wedding day. I'm so serious.
You know why I'm not nervous? Because at every wedding I've been to so far, the kiss happens and zero thoughts race through my mind about how the kiss
Really?
was. None at all.
Oh,
If that's
Oh,
a
They're
thing
different.
for people,
I always am judging, I guess, a little too hard.
well, yeah, okay. I mean, maybe I'm the outlier here that just doesn't care, but I think that's why I'm, whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm more, yeah. I don't know. I haven't really thought about the kiss either. I've more thought about the music that we're going to walk out to. Ryan knows.
I've thought about it all, so
Cool.
don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. What's next after wedding talk?
What's next
Next
after
question.
wedding talk?
Yeah.
Are you guys getting a dog soon?
Not soon. Soon-ish, but like still probably a few years off.
So we did dog sit and
yeah.
we fell in love and it was painful. I have to say, getting up in the morning is so much harder when you don't have a dog that's excited to see you there.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like every morning I would get up and I would know Frog was excited that I was alive. And it was really inspiring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we really got attached to this dog.
we did.
I think it was we saw that we could totally be really good dog parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think we want a dog before we have a kid.
Babies.
So
That is my hottest take in all the land.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Like,
pretty
it-
cool take.
I actually, I don't think it's that hot anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. But I
Like, a
think
lot
it's
of people
important
do.
to
Yeah.
raise a dog before a child sometimes,
Yeah.
if you can plan it out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think okay. Well,
You disagree, Laura?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have all my kids and then get a bunch of dogs.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think that it's like, but you've taken care of dogs. Like, imagine someone who's never had dogs before and never had
True.
children before. I think it's kind of like kindergarten for children.
My only thing with like getting a dog before kids is like making sure that it's like a kid-friendly breed, I think this is only because like one of my dogs, Lizzie, the one who is still alive, she's like chill and normal, except when there's little kids around. She's always hated little kids, like to the point where like she would bark at them and we're pretty sure she would like nip if given the chance. So every time little kids are over our house, like Lizzie has to go in a room, door closed until they leave. So I've just thought like, wow, like imagine if I had gotten like a Welsh Terrier, and some Welsh Terriers are good with kids, or like just you get a dog that's like not generally good with kids or maybe has the chance of not being good, and then you realize that when you have a baby, like that'd be
That'd be
pretty
really
annoying
hard.
because you'd have to give the
Mhm.
dog away.
Mhm.
So
That'll be really
yeah,
hard.
so that's
Yeah.
like a pretty big concern I have with dog before kid.
I think that's something that you can plan as best you can for, but also like having kids often changes a dog's behavior in one way or the other.
Yeah.
And so I think that, I mean, dogs can like tell when there's a baby in your stomach and like, the smells are different. Everything is different. So I think like one family that I babysit for, their dog, when she got pregnant, became like insanely protective and had never been protective before. And when I walk with the dog with the stroller, he like lunges at dogs. And when I walk with him alone, he ignores all dogs.
So maybe if Lizzie had grown up with an owner that was pregnant and then like was around the baby from like before day one, maybe she would be different.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is fair.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's also exposure, just like
Yeah.
getting them around their triggers and letting them work it out kind of.
Yeah. But I think it was my first time spending that much time with a dog, and I got the bug.
Yeah. It makes everything better. The whole
Yeah.
thing.
Emotional turmoil.
So like you don't think you could like have Frog back for like forever?
Very much no.
No, I think Frog has a
Frog
job.
is a service dog.
Yeah, Frog has a job.
What about when Frog retires?
Then Frog's gonna be old.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but we can find another good dog just like Frog.
Just not
Just like
Lab.
Frog and Georgie and Douglas,
Not
all of our
Lab.
favorite dogs.
Frog sheds too much.
Yeah, Frog did shed a lot. Our whole floor was basically just little white hairs.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
the shedding can get
final
you.
questions?
When you guys think of your life, let's say next January, can you give us some adjectives? Douglas is being very bad, of what you would like it to look like.
All I can think of is that moisturized in my lane.
Yeah, tell them.
I don't remember all the adjectives.
Unbothered,
Oh,
moisturized.
yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
I don't remember all.
Here, I can pull it up.
See if I can find it. I thought of like one thing when I think I sent it to my sister. Oh my god. Yeah, I have it. Plans for 2023. Unbothered, moisturized, happy, in my lane, focused, flourishing.
But you got to show them the picture.
And it's just a hippo in mud.
It's a capybara.
Capybara, yeah.
Oh, I love capybaras.
Yeah. So when you asked me what adjectives, I just thought of those.
Unbothered, moisturized, happy, in my lane, focused, flourishing. I agree.
Honestly, I like it.
Add married to that.
Yeah.
You know? But
Chilling
yeah,
in
pretty
some mud.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, honestly, for the most part, I feel like our lives are pretty, like, there's not much I would change about my life right now. I feel like
That's a good thing.
We have such a solid group of friends here.
Yeah.
We do things we love most days of the week.
Yeah.
I wish my job was like slightly less stressful. But I mean, I think some of that is I have to set some boundaries on it. We like where we live, like our neighborhood. Yeah, I would like to see my parents more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel pretty grateful for everything.
I love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love seeing you guys together. I'm
Yeah,
so
it's so
excited
fun.
to come visit.
Yeah. T-minus 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And get
2
our
weeks.
tattoos.
2 weeks till I'm getting
Well, we
tatted.
gotta make like an appointment if we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're for sure doing it. So yeah, we probably should do that.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan and I have been talking about it nonstop.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting house or Douglas pet sitting.
You better.
I'm so excited.
Tattoo, man. Edgy.
Yeah.
Edgy for this.
Edgy.
The edge.
Yeah.
Just like McKenna's phrase of the year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Friends. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
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 Bye.